Grove Center, and it's tough times right now, John.
Very tough for parents, student athletes, and administration. It's just unprecedented territory right now for everybody, and so you just have to hold on and hope for the best.
Mm-hmm. High school basketball has been, high school sports, basketball and wrestling has been shut down in some counties, Anderson County, Campbell County, Knox County, Morgan County, due to the COVID-19 surge that has really affected the schools, and a lot of the schools having to go virtual, and as a result of that, the games have been canceled thus far. I believe they're supposed to start picking it up. I know Anderson County will be January the 5th.
January the 5th is stated when they're supposed to start back.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder if they have an alternative plan after that, and not just come back like it is right now, but a little bit more structured.
Right. Classes are going virtual. I think Knox County, I heard they were like December 28th, they can begin practicing.
Again.
I don't know about games, but I heard they can get together back on December 28th. Of course, Knox County's been shut down a little bit longer. Anderson County has about a week or so before.
Right. Yeah, I was just wondering how much the TWSAA will get involved, because each county might be different in start time. Is that going to give schools a jump on other schools? That's what I was saying. Is things going to be a little more structured when they come back? There's going to have guidance from TWSAA, from stands, capacity in the stands, and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I believe so. In football, TWSAA pretty much they stayed out of the way as far as they let the counties decide as far as how they wanted to handle it. I think it'll be more the same, but there may be some structure to that. TWSAA has yet to announce anything that I've heard, and I don't really see it. When we come back after the new year, I don't really see schools or students going back to school. I'm thinking it's still going to remain virtual.
I think you're right. And another thing you have to think of is these schools that do continue to play. How's it going to take on their staff and support people that help put on the games every night? Are they going to be sick? They can even do those things to put on games. So a lot of things to factor in.
Mm-hmm. I think the big key will be. I think the main thing is the kids should play. You could go virtual, let the kids play. I think that's where TWSAA will come in. And I've heard talk of maybe not allowing any fans or limiting it to maybe just parents, or like each player would get 2 tickets, could hand out to whomever. But I see that. If they're going to stay virtual, I think the kids should get to play.
I think they should play too. It's going to be a long process to get everything, all the bugs worked out. But going back to football, you're outside in the air, you can spread out. But when you're in that gym, it's just other factors and concerns administration has to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's the main. I think that's the only way. If you're going to stay virtual, I think they need to let the kids play. Just limit the number of people who can come in and let them play. They deserve to play. Last year the state tournament was shut down. Oak Ridge, Coach Green just on, and they made the state tournament. They couldn't go play. The girls' state tournament, I think they played their opening round and it was shut down. You had baseball totally wiped out. I think some teams played a few games, and it was done away with. I think while that was new, it was coming on with the COVID-19 crisis, coronavirus. It was all new, and
Here we are still dealing with it.
We're still dealing with it. I think it's a little bit, it's more so now. It's really, the numbers have really spiked up, the surge, and that's what they predicted.
Yeah, pretty much what they said would happen is pretty much is what happened.
But another good point you talk about, Oak Ridge City School, they're still playing. In Clinton, they have the Blaze program. They're still playing. They're a city school. And there's still other counties playing, Roane County. I'm not sure across the state how it is, but
That would be interesting to find out, how many systems are still. Of course, we know in West Tennessee they're still not doing anything down there.
right, and
They didn't even have football season down there.
so it's a very fluid situation right now.
It is.
And, I enjoy this time of year of high school basketball. There's a lot of holiday tournaments, and
Good ball. Get to see teams you don't normally see.
right, see teams come in. Teams travel out of state. I got to go with Clinton last year. They went up to Washington D.C. I think they were planning on going down playing a tournament in Nashville this year. Father Ryan. I think that's it's been halted, but the kids are missing out on that, and I just think they, if you test the kids, just like they've been doing, you got to let the kids play. You can't just shut it down. Kids go virtual, you go to school, but let the kids play ball.
Even if the gym's empty, besides the scorekeeper and the referees and coaches and players, let them play.
Because you see, like in college, fan attendance is restricted. In the NBA, they played in a bubble. There wasn't anybody, they were just playing.
Right.
So that's the main thing, is to let the kids play. Because, you got seniors, that lost a lot last year, and you got seniors this year coming up, and you can't get that year back in high school.
No, it's not a good scenario at all.
Our phone lines are open if you'd like to call in, 483-8112. We got a call. Locker room chat. Go ahead, caller. You're on there.
John. Hey, John, you are right. They should be playing.
Yes, I agree with you. Hopefully, after the new year, hopefully they can start playing. Hopefully, school will start back where kids can go to school if they want to.
Yeah, I know. That's bullcrap right now.
Well, I can see it right now. There's having trouble filling the staff positions. You have a lot of teachers out. You're having trouble finding substitute teachers to come in. It's pretty bad, when you can't have class because you don't have an educated teacher to teach the kids.
That was a problem even before COVID, substitute teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you think about the basketball, high school basketball? Who's the best team you've seen play this year?
We are.
Who's that?
We are.
Who's we?
Clinton.
Clinton. Yeah, Clinton's got a good team. What about the Oak Ridge Wildcats? Clinton played them last week.
Yeah, they do too.
Came up on the short end. Oak Ridge has got a really good team.
Yeah, they do.
I know.
They do.
They went to the state last year, didn't get to go, and
Yeah, and he's saying he might go state again this year.
yeah, I'd say they got a pretty good chance to go. They have a lot of seniors on that team, and everybody back except one senior from last year.
Yeah.
I just wonder after the holidays, Christmas and New Year's, you're going to we got a surge right now, but you think of everybody, getting together and kids being out of school and people off work. they're going to congregate. That's just what people do. And I just wonder if the season might be put off for like maybe a whole month till the 1st of February and just play at full steam from there on in. I just wonder if something like that might be on the table. There's going to be a surge after Christmas. It's just it's going to happen.
John Miller, you might be right on this.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of options on the table.
Yeah, I'm sure that's an option.
John Miller.
Yes, sir, Anthony.
You might be right on that. You might be right.
Think he's on to something?
It's just the point where you can't go back to having a season and not knowing if you're going to play every Tuesday and Friday because of uptick of COVID at a school or your school, or lack of officials. I mean, there's a lot of factors. I'm telling you, it's not an easy situation to be dealing with, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything else, Anthony?
No, thank you very much.
Think about the Vols this weekend. You think they can pull it off?
I really don't know about this. You know why? He might do 2 quarterbacks. He might do 1. I really don't know.
I think we'll see 2.
We hope there's 1 we don't get to hear from.
Yeah, I hope we do 1. You know why? If he do 2, he might lose his job.
Well, both of them's been playing pretty good here the last couple of games, I think. They don't have a lot of experience, but they're learning and getting better.
Exactly. The only way they're going to get it done is.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Well, thank you for calling in, Anthony.
You're welcome.
See you, Anthony.
See ya.
Also, I'd like to report right now, the Tennessee Titans have announced the high school coach of the year. And the award is going to the longtime Cofield head football coach, Keith Henry. Of course, Coach Henry passed away unexpectedly a week ago Saturday at the age of 54, and he's being posthumously honored as the Tennessee Titans High School Coach of the Year, and that's a great award. Coach Henry, they had a great season this year. They advanced to the state semifinals, tied for the most wins in school history, went 12-1, and I think that's just a great way of honoring him.
It is, and I just want to touch on that. I played high school sports. We've all played ball, and we've had coaches, that have an impact on our lives, all of our lives, the rest of our lives. And I'm sure those young men in Cofield and young men in 92 that realized this man right here cared about them. He cared about them as humans and as football players and as young men. And he's left a legacy that's going to carry on down there in Cofield. And it's a good thing that we have young men like him mentoring these kids, all the time, taking the time to do it. And that's a great award, and he's going to be surely missed down there.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about that. Coach Henry joined Cofield in 2005 as an assistant coach for Coach Gary Chris. And he also served as a co-head coach at his alma mater, Oneida High School, before he came to Cofield in 2005. Oneida won the state championship in 1992. Coach Henry's more than, as you said, he's more than a football coach. According to his friends, colleagues, and former students, he's being remembered by his community as a husband, father, assistant principal, mentor, and friend.
Exactly. There's just little things I'm sure the players down there remember the rest of their lives, things he's said to them, just little things, maybe not even football related, that's going to stay in their minds the rest of their lives to guide them through life.
Right, John. I know you play football, and I know you speak fondly of your coaches, and a lot of things you remember as well.
Just like, Coach David Queener. There's one thing I can remember from junior high, and he always said, if you can touch it, you ought to catch it. And I still think about that when I'm watching football every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you catch it, you ought to be able to, touch it, you ought to be able to catch it.
That still stays true today, don't it?
It sure does. It's fundamental.
You played for Coach Harmony in junior high as well. I know you saw him the other night.
Right, at the middle school game. Yep.
But Cofield High School will receive a $2,000 grant from the Titans Foundation to benefit its football program. And Coach Henry's selection also qualifies him for the Don Shula. You got your Dolphins on.
That's right, Don Shula Award.
Also qualifies him for the Don Shula NFL High School Coach of the Year Award, honoring high school football coaches that display integrity, achievement, and leadership. The Don Shula NFL High School Coach of the Year Award winner receives $10,000, and his high school football program, which would be Cofield, is awarded $15,000. So, wow,
that's right. Everybody needs to be sending up good thoughts on that.
As you mentioned, some of the things that coaches that you remember saying, Coach Henry, I'm told, one heartbeat. That was one of his sayings for the team.
Right.
For his team and players, one heartbeat.
That's rings true. It's a team effort, but you're one heartbeat out there doing it.
Well, right now we're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back. Thank you for watching the Locker Room Chat. So stick around. We'll be right back and talk about the early signing, National Signing Day here, and see how the Tennessee Vols have fared.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-through for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
At Earl F. Subaru, providing exceptional customer service is what we do best, and we've got the awards to prove it.
We've been recognized as Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. And again this year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than just a car lot. We're a retailer you can love and one that gives back to local causes. Check out our reviews that come to Earl F. Subaru in Harriman.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Elrod. This year, more than ever, we here at OEB Law would like to say thank you for letting us help you with your legal needs. We are so grateful to be a part of such a strong community. We are extremely proud to have been serving our East Tennessee family for over 20 years, and we look forward to many more years to come. From all of us here at OEB Law,
have a safe and Merry Christmas
and a prosperous New Year.
Life is made of moments. Moments to share, moments that are special, and those that are everyday. How do we meet these moments for over 2 million people across 23 counties in East Tennessee? We will meet them not as just a group of hospitals, but as one community of care. Because this is about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health, for every moment.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
Welcome back into the locker room chat. My co-host tonight, John Miller. And John filling in for Eric Oakes tonight. He's a little under the weather, so we hope he gets to feeling better as well. And I got my throwback 98 Tennessee Vols National Championship on.
Been too long.
Been too long for sure. And this is not an actual, I bought it Christmas present last year, I believe, so they remade them.
There's Tostitos.
Really come back out, yeah.
Tostitos on there.
Yeah, but it was early signing period for college football. The first one, they put that in a few years ago, and the National Signing Day, they also have it in February as well. So they got the new one now, so I'm not really crazy about it, but I don't know what it, I guess it gives kids, they can go ahead and sign early, but
right now, I don't know what anything means right now in sports. I just don't know.
You can see there on the screen the mission there. So Tennessee Vols, mission 21.
They say brick by brick.
We got a call coming in. Phone lines are open. Locker room chat, go ahead, caller, you're on the air. Call back, caller. National Signing Day. The Vols, last spring they were really on fire. I think they were in the top five.
Top five.
Back in the spring. They've had 7 decommits here recently, the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they have slipped now. I think they're still at number 15.
Yeah, I saw something today. They're no longer the hot talk on the recruiting trail. The hot team.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's because of the way the season's going, no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt.
They signed some good players today. A lot of the commits stayed true to the Vols. The big signee, I believe, is the 4-star out of Texas, the quarterback, Caden Salter. Saw some clips on him, and he looks to be the real deal. He's a dual threat. Of course, we've heard that before with Garantano. I never did see the dualness of him, but this kid looks like he can tuck it if he needs to, or he can throw it, and it's a big signee. It's what Tennessee, they need a quarterback. They've got Harrison Bailey, also J.T. Strout. Be back next year. 2 good young quarterbacks there, still learning and only going to get better. We ain't seen Bailey too long, but
he signed another quarterback today too.
Not that I've heard. Possibly have.
We need another general back there, the sheriff in town.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, what do you think happened to Tennessee after week 2 and 3? We're getting all the hype on TV. We're getting a lot of hype. Top 10, top 20 teams, and the bottom fell out.
John, I think really it was just the leadership of the team. They went into the Georgia game at halftime, right into the ball game. I can't remember. We might have had the lead. Seemed like we did. And then it went down from there. I think the team lost a lot of confidence in Garantano, personally. You saw the next week against Kentucky. He threw a couple pick six there early.
Devastating.
He came out for one play. And they brought him back in and played in the second half. And the team against Kentucky didn't seem like they had any energy. Didn't.
No, they didn't.
So I don't know. I think one of the coaches got fired at halftime of that game, and
defensive coordinator.
Well, the line coach.
Yeah, line coach.
And it just went down from there.
I think teams follow their leader. They're going to follow who leads them. And at that time, we didn't have a leader. We're still looking for one now.
Right. We had a call come in. Let's see if he's on there. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Sleepy, how you doing?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
All right. Got a question. We had 14 signees today.
Was it 14?
I think, yeah, that's final for right now. How many of those going to decommit on us?
How many what?
How many will decommit on us, probably?
Out of those 14 today?
Yeah.
Well, today is signing day, so, if they sign on that dotted line, they're pretty much Tennessee's, I believe, right, John?
I'm not for sure if it's a letter of intent, because I've had some mixed feelings about that in past years that, we thought when they signed, they were Tennessee all the way, or they had to sit out, but I don't know if that's the case anymore. I don't know. I think sometimes they might have too much leeway, too much freedom to play the system.
I think today I pretty much, they'll be coming to Tennessee.
Well, why is people decommitting? Why are we having so many decommits right now? Is it the coaches, assistant coaches?
I think some of that is they don't know the status of Coach Pruitt. There's been a lot of talk. Will he be back? The way the season has gone. All these kids, they committed back in March and April, May, and June. Tennessee had a lot of hype back then, and we've seen some big decommits. A big top linebacker decommitted, a top cornerback. I think locally we've seen some kids that was committed to Tennessee. One kid went to Webb. I think he maybe transferred to Nashville.
Speedster.
He's going to Virginia Tech, I hear. So I think it's just the situation at the Tennessee football right now.
I wonder what they're going to do about that problem. Decommitting, going to fire some coaches, get new coaches, assistant coaches, or put a job on the line.
What's that?
I know this Texas A&M game's not going to be a good game for Tennessee.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Players, these kids coming in, they like to go somewhere where they know the coach is going to be there.
Right.
But a lot of them signed today with Tennessee, and some didn't. So I think that happens every year. But more so this year, seemed like we've had 7 decommit. So I think a lot of it just causes the way the season is played out.
Okay. All right, Sleepy. I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get those 14 that signed today will not leave us.
Yeah, we've got some good ones coming in.
Seems like we do. Okay, Sleepy. Have a good evening.
All right. You too. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, they signed, once we mentioned, Caden Salter. Also, they got a top JUCO edge rusher, Byron Young. He's from Georgia Military College, JUCO.
He ought to come in and make an immediate impact. Let's hope he does.
We got another speedster, Jalen Wright from North Carolina. I heard him today being interviewed, and he sounds he's ready to come in and be a player. They call him the Cheetah.
The Cheetah.
He's really fast. They said, well, Tyreek Hill, they call him the Cheetah too, and he said he would like to race Tyreek Hill.
I wouldn't. I'd bet my money on Tyreek Hill.
But this kid ran track as well in North Carolina, and they said he ran a 6.29 55.
I don't think we know how fast Tyreek Hill is.
Right.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
They also signed another running back, Cody Brown, a 4-star out of Georgia. And his team in high school, they had orange and white checkerboard. So he wears the orange, and he's going to be wearing the orange.
Taft, Georgia?
I think it's Douglasville. I'm not sure.
You know, we used to get the majority of recruits out of Georgia. It seems like now we're almost getting banned from down there.
Picked up another kid out of Georgia, a tight end, a 4-star, Miles Campbell, 6'3", a highly rated kid. There you see on the screen.
There's a lot of good athletes down there, I'm telling you. There's a lot of good academies down there, good coaches down there.
They also picked up an couple of in-state players, a wide receiver, Walker Merrill from Brentwood, who recently played in the 6A state championship game. Also picked up a William Parker, an offensive lineman from Pearl Cone, 6'5", 330.
6'5", 330.
Tennessee's really high on him.
You know who came out of Pearl Cone, don't you?
That's right.
Big John Henderson.
Right. Well, I wish we could get another Big John Henderson.
I heard that.
Another big defensive lineman, a 4-star from Baltimore, Katron Evans, 6'4", 320.
Megatron? Katron.
Right there you see him, Katron Evans.
There be any defensive backs? Because I don't think we can ever have enough defensive backs.
I don't have any defensive backs, so maybe Dylan's got some defensive backs back there and he can throw up.
Seems like we need some experience back there still.
That's just some of the top ones right now. We got another call coming in. Locker room chat. You're on the air.
Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
How you doing, Steve?
John and John show. I'm sorry to interrupt your, hope I'm not interrupting your recruiting report there. I tried to call in a little earlier. And
yeah, I think I accidentally hung up on you somehow.
Well, that's okay. I just tuned in and wanted to ask you all if there had been any other school systems that had shut down their high school basketball in addition to Knox County. When I tuned in tonight, y'all were talking about that. I thought maybe they had shut down some other school systems.
Yeah, as far as I know, and John knows, of course, Anderson County, also Campbell County, and Morgan County that I'm aware of.
They're not playing in those counties?
Right now, they're not playing until after the new year.
Yeah, in Anderson, Campbell, and what was the other one?
Morgan. No, Roane County's still playing.
Yeah. Well, last time I checked, Blount County was still playing, and I talked to the athletic director at Lenore City High School.
Yeah, Loudoun County's playing, I think.
He said, they have a Christmas tournament at Lenore City High School that they've had for years, and they play it like the week there before New Year's, December 28th, 29th, 30th. And Mr. Britton said that they were reevaluating the tournament in Lenore City this year, but they were still practicing. They hadn't called off the tournament; they were just reevaluating it. He said. I kind of agree with what you all were talking about, and I heard, y'all commenting about, the teams need to play and practice, and even if they have to not allow any fans in there to the games, I just don't understand why they would just completely shut it down.
Right. I can only speak for Anderson County, and You know, I think they're just going to hold off until after the new year. I know Clinton's had some players that's had contact tracing. Anderson County had some. Anderson County's been quarantined for the last couple weeks. Finally came back, I think, played a game earlier this week. And
yeah.
So I'm just taking a step back right now, and you know, I know a lot of teachers have been out in school and just want to get their ducks in a row, I think. Hopefully we come back after the new year and they can play.
Hey, Steve, let me ask you a question. How's this affecting the officials this year in basketball? I mean, as far as the COVID and trying to get quality officials to these games, if there's any effect at all, I'll just ask you.
Well, John, I've been out of officiating for 5 or 6 years now, but I can tell you what the athletic director at Christian Academy of Knoxville said to me in an interview with him last week. He said that basketball officials wake up in the morning and they have no idea where they're going to be calling that night.
Boy, that puts a whole lot on getting that check cashed, don't it?
I mean, it makes it a little hard on the bookkeeper.
Yeah, it does.
To get that check printed up, but that's just to say that, you know, it's a very fluid situation, and there's been, of course, the Division II schools like CHA and Catholic and Webb and all the Division II private schools are still playing in Knox County. But the Knox County cities or Knox County school system shut down. So, which to me is like, how, if it was as bad to shut it down in the Knox County school system, you know, how can they still be playing, you know, within Knox County at Division II? Of course, the coaches and athletic directors I talked to said it was a day-to-day thing, and you know, it might be, you know, just like Anderson County and Campbell and Morgan. When were they called off? This week?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Morgan County, they halted all sports and extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Up to the start of Christmas break. So.
I understand. Mm-hmm.
I know Oak Ridge now, they're going to Lebanon to play Friday down in Middle Tennessee. So apparently I don't know what county that is, but and as far as the big counties like Davidson and Shelby, I haven't heard anything out of Nashville or Memphis. I haven't heard anything lately on them.
Right. Yeah, I was talking to one coach in Knox County who has a good team this year. They had a trip. Well, I'm talking about Bearden High School, and they had have a good team this year. I think they'd only lost one game, and they were looking forward to going down to playing Siegel in a tournament during the winter break. And of course, they can't play now. And
it's just unfortunate. It's you know, we went through it in football and baseball, and now it's in basketball. So.
Right.
Well, Steve, we got another call coming in. You got anything else you'd like to add?
Well, just not anything real important, but I want you to look at John, and John, you look at the other John, and look at your all's hats. And would you say both those hats are orange?
I would.
Tennessee orange.
It's almost like two different colors, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If You set them side by side.
That's the distinction.
Hey, good talking to you guys. Have a good evening.
Appreciate you, Steve.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Love you, man.
Bye-bye.
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 Thanks for calling in, and we'll go ahead and take our next break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
Hi, I'm Tim Elrod. This year, more than ever, we here at OEB Law would like to say thank you for letting us help you with your legal needs. We are so grateful to be a part of such a strong community. We are extremely proud to have been serving our East Tennessee family for over 20 years, and we look forward to many more years to come. From all of us here at OEB Law,
have a safe and Merry Christmas.
And a prosperous new year.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
Life is made of moments. Moments to share. Moments that are special. And those that are everyday. How do we meet these moments for over 2 million people across 23 counties in East Tennessee? We will meet them not as just a group of hospitals, but as one community of care. Because this is about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. For every moment.
At Earl F. Subaru, providing exceptional customer service is what we do best, and we've got the awards to prove it.
We've been recognized as Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. And again this year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than just a car lot. We're a retailer you can love and one that gives back to local causes. Check out our reviews that come to Earl F. Subaru in Harriman.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-thru for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
Welcome back into Locker Room Chat, and we appreciate our sponsors here, and please patronize our sponsors. They've been with Brad and BBB for a long time, and we surely appreciate them. Let's take this call. Go ahead, caller. You're on the Locker Room Chat. Are you there, caller? We'll call back.
Coronavirus headline here says Knox County Health Department proposed a resolution to encourage schools to limit amount of extracurriculars held at schools in the spring 2021 to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
Said what now?
Says the proposal went before the board to Wednesday night and underwent amendments, switching the language from encouraging to not allow to limiting the amount of extracurricular activities schools allow students to participate in. Extracurricular activities don't keep kids in the classroom. So even during this show, things are ramping up.
Yeah, usually the TSSAA, they have a lot of announcements, seem like, on Wednesdays.
This comes from Knox County.
Or Knox County.
Yeah, this is Knox County.
So we talked about maybe limiting it more.
Like you just were talking maybe off the air about no fans, just players, coaches, and officials.
Right.
So that just came on my phone. Yeah.
That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
Well, our phone lines are open. Give us a call if you got an opinion on whether or not it should be playing the high school sports. They're playing, as John said, and the other caller, Steve, they're playing, private schools playing, city schools are playing, some county schools are not. So it don't make a whole lot of sense. But
even some rec leagues, there's some rec leagues playing too. Maybe not in this county, but I know down in the North City and Loudoun County there were some rec leagues playing. High school, age adult leagues.
But right now we're going to look at some high school football. The region, we got some of the all-region teams, and unfortunately I do not have a Class 1A with Cofield and those teams. Oliver Springs, they have not released their all-region teams yet for whatever reason, but we'll start out with the Region 2A. As the phone lines are lighting back up. Let's go ahead and take this call. Locker room chat, you're on the air.
Hello?
Having a little technical difficulties. Go ahead. Are you there, caller? Oh, that's lost. Anyway, in football, let's look at some of these all-region teams, John, you'll probably recognize, and some of y'all out there recognize some of these names. Region 2A, as a returner, Jaden Hannibal from Rockwood.
Rockwood
Tigers. Tyreek Hill type player. He'll be back next year as well. Quarterback from Wartburg, Tyler Davis. Running back from Rockwood, Dakota Waldo. These are just players in our viewing area that made the all-region team for Tri-County area, Anderson, Roan, and Morgan. Another running back, another running back, I said Dakota Waldo from Rockwood.
Is he a senior this year?
I believe he's a senior. Defensive back, Dom Morin, also from Rockwood. And a kicker from Rockwood, Wayne Barnes. The newcomer of the year from Wartburg was Damon Duncan. And the comeback players of the year, Billy Kofer of Rockwood and Lucas Williams of Wartburg. And looking at some of the players that made the first team, you have Jackson Kelly. These are all from Rockwood. Jackson Kelly, Zadrian Fickey, Gavin Evans, Dryston Turner, Nehemiah Story, and Octavius Worthy. We had some of those kids on here earlier this season, came in. Some really good kids there from Rockwood. From Wartburg, you had Samuel McCarty, Perion Cruz, and Hunter Morgan. Second team from Rockwood, Jack Alexander, Owen Heil, Dylan Garrett, David Collette. And from Wartburg, also on the second team, Tanner Brandstetter, Chris Flowers, and Ethan Stedham. So congratulations to those young men, and all those kids will be back next year.
I'd ask you that earlier if you'd watched that single A championship game in South Pittsburgh. They're like semi-pro teams out there. There's some studs out there now, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see how anybody in 1A could beat either one of those schools. I can tell you.
Yeah, Fayetteville beat South Pitt. little bit of an upset, I believe.
There's some big boys out there. Muscle.
But if anybody out there knows of any players locally that have signed with some colleges, please call in. I know Alcoa had about 4 kids that signed today. Greg Carroll, Georgia Tech. Another kid went to Cincinnati. So if anybody knows any other local kids in our viewing area that is inked anywhere, please call in and let us know. Going back to our all-region team, Region 2 3A from Kingston. Some names you may recognize. We have Cam Bassler, Kane Collins, Landon Diggs, Mason Hatfield, Marcus Rose, Seth Strawn, and Cooper Webb. We also had some of those kids in studio, so congratulations to those Yellow Jackets. Also some honorable mention from Kingston, Isaac Cox, Carson Donathan, Rylan Gutner, Kane Ladd, Will Moore, Ryan Nelson, Zane Ryans, and also Zane Ryans also made the all-academic team. So congratulations to Zane and those other players we mentioned for their honorable mention. Moving up to Region 4A, Anderson County. Outstanding season for the Mavericks. Let's look at some of their superlatives. The most valuable player, Josh Miller. This is Region 2 4A, and Josh Miller, most valuable player in that region, had an outstanding year. He had over 20-something touchdowns this year.
20-something touchdowns.
The newcomer, no correction there, Offensive Player of the Year from Anderson County, Gavin Noe, running back. He had over 1,400 yards rushing. Defensive Players of the Year, Stone Cummings, a linebacker from Anderson County, outstanding season as well. Led the team in tackles, led the region in tackles. Just a strong kid. And
so you getting any looks?
He's getting some looks. Football, also in wrestling as well. He's an outstanding wrestler, and we had him on studio here a few weeks ago, or about a month or so ago. So he's going somewhere, but he might do football and wrestling. An Offensive Lineman of the Year, Max Oglesby. Defensive Lineman of the Year, Russ Lindsay. I think Russ has been a 4-year starter in Anderson County. Specialist of the Year, Daniel Bethel. He's a kicker or punter from Anderson County. He's going to Ole Miss as a preferred walk-on, I believe, as a punter.
As a punter? Mm-hmm. Tennessee don't need no punters?
Well, that kid they had last week, he's punting pretty good. I think he's from. He's a local kid from Knoxville. Brooks, I believe his name.
I hate to see these kids not get a chance.
Right, yeah.
Local kids.
Yeah, Bethel, yeah. He's put in a lot of work, I hear. And he's got a tremendous leg. Yeah.
Does the officer at CPD, does he still work with him? I can't think of his name right offhand. He helped their punting and kicking for years up there.
He may. I know who you're talking about.
I can't think of his name.
Coach of the Year, Davey Gillum. And the Offensive Assistant Coach of the Year, Sean Jesse. And the Defensive Assistant Coach of the Year, John Chadwell. Of course, John is the brother, I think he's the older brother of Jamie Chadwell. I think he's older. Sorry, John, if you're not younger or older.
I ain't saying Chadwell might be going to Vanderbilt. It's rumored.
Well, Vanderbilt just hired.
Did they?
They hired the Notre Dame defensive coordinator the other day.
Head coach?
Sure did. So that's a look at Anderson County players. Also, some other players from Anderson County that made our region. Walker Martinez, Cam Thomas, Stone Hatmaker, Bryson Val, Garrison Terry, Zach Shannon, Eli Davis, Jacob Brock, Tanner Goins, Sully Sexton, and Caleb Livingston. So Also, Thor Williams, he was named to the all-academic team. So, congratulations to Thor.
Thor,
on his
academics.
All-name team right there, too.
That's true, that's true. He's ruling the world with academics.
The Clinton Dragons, in 5A, these were all-region selections. Trent Harrell, Connor Moody, Joshua Keith, Dodie Truss, Gavin Bolinger, Darian Woodruff. Congratulations to those young men, as Moody and Keith will be coming back next year for Coach Keith at Clinton. Also honorable mention from Clinton, Jeremiah Blavelt, Devin Moore, Lucas Kendall, Cole Tedora, Eli Deschon, Wesley Phillips, and all academic from Clinton, Josh Patton.
Got a good group coming, man.
Yeah, good group coming up for the Dragons, and congratulations to those young men. Did you say 2 minutes? We have 2 minutes left in the show. Look at Oak Ridge here, had an outstanding season, went to the state finals. All region, the freshman of the year was Brandon Hayward. And making the all-region team, first team, was Mitchell Gibbons at quarterback, Kendall Jackson running back, and punter Jacob Burvin. Also on the all-region team, we have from Oak Ridge, Preston Turner, Jackson Adams, Brian Kelly, Cole Adams, Matthew Swigert, Jonathan Stewart, Vinnie West, Robert Hill, Isaiah Boone, and Jaden Elam. And also honorable mention from Oak Ridge, Jalen Hayward, Jabris Taylor, Ethan Hewitt, Trey Rowe, and all academic Kai Hirsch, and the defensive assistant from Oak Ridge, Jeff Miner.
Jeff Miner.
Coach of the year. So, defensive assistant, Oak Ridge, good defense this year. But that's a look at some of your all-region selections. Hopefully we'll get the single A in next week.
Yeah.
Recognize those young men. But John, appreciate you being here.
I appreciate it. And before we run out of time, I want to say my appreciation to Jonathan Cox and David Quinter for showing up here Fridays and staying as long as the phone's lit up. They do a good job and have for years, and hope they can keep doing it for many years.
Right, yeah, I love the Friday night scoreboard.
I didn't get to say nothing to him. I forgot the last show. And David didn't know if he was going to have a show, but I want to give him a shout out.
30 seconds.
We like that around here.
Yeah,
Really
appreciate
this
that.
area, sports.
Right. But we appreciate the callers that called in tonight, and our sponsors, and please call in next week. And for John Miller, I'm John Williams, and we thank you for watching the Locker Room Chat, and we'll see you next week.
County Health Director Bob